Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. Monaco is a very small country. In fact, it is the second smallest country in the world. Only Vatican City is smaller than Monaco. Monaco is located in Europe. It sits right next to the Mediterranean Sea. It is completely surrounded by the country of France. The total size of Monaco is only about 2 square kilometers. This means you can walk across the entire country in less than 1 hour. Despite its tiny size, Monaco is known around the globe. It has a long history and a very modern feel. The location of Monaco is very special. It is part of the famous area known as the French Riviera. This coastal area is known for its beautiful views and very pleasant weather. The sun shines for many hours every day. The climate is warm for most of the year, even during the winter months. This makes living there very enjoyable. The hills meet the sea, creating a dramatic landscape. You can often see many large yachts resting in the blue water of the port. The geography provides a perfect setting for a luxury lifestyle. The country is built mostly on slopes, and buildings often must go up instead of out. The combination of good weather and a small area makes Monaco feel very exclusive. Everything seems high quality and very well maintained. The streets are clean and the public gardens are green. This feeling of luxury helps attract people who have a lot of money. When people think of Monaco, they often think immediately of wealth. Many famous athletes, business leaders, and movie stars live here. They own expensive apartments and drive luxury cars. This small country has an enormous amount of money per person. The country's economy is very strong. However, this was not always true. A long time ago, Monaco was a poor place that struggled to find money. The transformation from a poor nation to a major financial center is the main subject of this story. We must look at how the rulers made important decisions that changed everything. So, the key question is simple. How did Monaco accumulate so much wealth? A country this small does not have large farms or big factories to make money. It also does not have natural resources like oil or gas deep in the ground. Therefore, the wealth must come from other places. It comes from the people who live there, the visitors who spend money, and the special rules the country has created. We will explore 8 important reasons for this economic success. These reasons include unique tax laws, the history of gambling centers, world-famous events, high property prices, and a strong focus on public safety. Understanding these elements will help explain the great mystery of this rich, tiny nation on the beautiful Mediterranean coast. 2. No taxes to pay. The main reason for the country's great wealth is its special tax rules. These rules are very different from almost every other country in the world. This small place has a very famous policy. It has no personal income tax. This means that if a person works and earns money, they do not have to pay any of that money to the government for income tax. This is a powerful idea for people who earn high salaries. Think about how taxes work in most places. If you earn a salary, the government takes a percentage of it. Often, this percentage is very large, especially for people who earn a lot of money. In some large countries, rich people might pay 30 or 40% of their earnings in taxes. These taxes help pay for schools and roads in those countries. But here, the rule is simple. People keep 100% of the money they earn from their work. This simple rule is like a magnet for rich people. If a person earns 1 million euros a year, they keep the full 1 million euros. They do not have to share it with the local government. Wealthy people from all over the world hear about this rule. They decide to move their homes and their businesses to this small nation. They want to protect their large amounts of money. Moving here is a smart financial decision for them. Many different types of rich residents come here. Successful business people are one important group. They often move their company headquarters or their main residence to this location. Another group is famous athletes. Football players, racing drivers, and tennis stars often earn huge salaries. They choose to live here because they can keep much more of their total prize money and salary compared to living in other European nations. Famous actors and celebrities also move here to establish residency. To become an official resident, you usually need to live in the country for at least 6 months and 1 day each year. For many wealthy individuals, this is a small price to pay to save millions of euros in taxes every year. The government does not charge taxes on personal income, but they still collect money in other ways, like business taxes and value-added tax on the things people buy. This tax policy is the foundation of the economy. It ensures that the wealthiest people on earth find it the most attractive place to live. By attracting these people, the country brings massive amounts of private wealth into its tiny borders, making it one of the richest places by population in the world. The promise of keeping all your earnings is a major economic advantage. 3. The famous casino. Before it became famous for its great wealth, the small country was actually very poor. This was true during the middle of the 19th century. The government had little money, and the rulers needed a good idea to bring wealth to the small nation. Life was difficult for many people living there. The land was small, and there were few natural resources to use. The prince who ruled at that time made a very big and important decision. He needed a way to make the country famous and attract visitors who had money to spend. This decision changed everything for the future of the nation. It was a risky plan, but history shows that it worked extremely well and saved the economy. The prince decided to build a large gambling center. This important construction started in the 1860s. He named this special area Monte Carlo. This was a very clever idea for that specific time in history. In many nearby countries in Europe, gambling was not allowed. It was often against the law to bet money in public places. Because of this, wealthy people in Europe had nowhere easy to go if they wanted to play games like roulette or cards. Monaco offered them a unique place to spend their money without any trouble from the law. The prince was offering something that no other country could offer easily. Rich visitors from France, Germany, and other nearby countries started to travel quickly to Monte Carlo. They came by train and by boat. They stayed in new, expensive hotels that were being built. They spent large amounts of money at the tables in the casino. This money went directly to the government, which used it to improve the country. The casino quickly became the main source of income for the entire country. It created many jobs for local people, such as dealers, waiters, and hotel staff. The success of the casino meant that the government no longer had money problems. This new income stream was the true start of the country's economic success story. Without the famous casino, the nation might still be very poor today. The Monte Carlo casino is still very famous today. It is a beautiful building and a strong symbol of the country's luxury. However, there is one very interesting rule about the casino that remains in place. Citizens of the country are not allowed to go inside and gamble. This rule was put in place many years ago when the casino was first built. The prince did not want his own people to lose their money at the tables. He wanted the money to come only from foreign visitors. This rule helps keep the wealth flowing from outside the country, while protecting the local residents from the risks of gambling. The casino remains a major attraction, bringing thousands of tourists and their money every year. It shows how one historical decision can create lasting wealth for a small place. 4. Big events and tourism. Monaco is known globally for hosting big, expensive events. These events are key to the country's economy because they attract rich tourists who spend large amounts of money. This focus on high-end tourism is central to its financial success and helps explain its great wealth. The most famous event is the Formula One Grand Prix. This is a major car race. It is unique because the racetrack is made up of the actual city streets. The fast cars race very quickly around tight corners near buildings and the harbor. The roads are temporarily closed for the competition. This makes the race one of the most difficult and exciting races in the world to watch. Thousands of visitors travel to Monaco specifically for this event. They come from many different countries across the globe. Because the demand for accommodation is very high, the prices for everything increase dramatically. Hotels charge much more money for rooms during the race weekend. Sometimes, the cost of a room is 10 times the normal price. Restaurants and shops also charge high prices for food and goods. Many wealthy visitors rent balconies or apartments just to get a good view of the racing cars below. Paying thousands of euros for a good viewing spot is normal during the Grand Prix. This spending brings millions of euros into the local economy every year. The money helps local businesses and the government. Another very important annual event is the Monaco Yacht Show. This show takes place every year. It focuses on massive, luxurious boats known as superyachts. These yachts are huge and represent extreme wealth. Billionaires and very rich business people attend the show. They come to look at, buy, and sell these expensive vessels. The yacht show is a major business opportunity. The transactions for buying and selling superyachts are worth millions of euros, sometimes hundreds of millions. These sales create business for many local companies, including financial advisors, insurance firms, and maintenance services. The presence of these superyachts in the harbor shows the world that Monaco is a place where huge wealth operates. These two events, the Grand Prix and the Yacht Show, guarantee that the world's rich population visits Monaco often. When they visit, they spend money on luxury items and services. This strategy of hosting elite, world-famous events is a major reason why the nation has accumulated so much wealth. It ensures the constant flow of high-value cash. The events are essential yearly boosters for the economy, ensuring that the country remains known globally as a playground for the rich. The tourism here is not regular sightseeing. It is focused entirely on luxury and high spending. 5. Expensive houses. Monaco is a very small country. It is only about 2 square kilometers in size. This means there is not much land available for building homes. However, many people want to live in this place. These people are often very rich. They want to live in Monaco because of the pleasant weather and the good financial rules. The lack of space and the high number of wealthy people create a problem. This situation is called high demand and low supply. When many people want something that is rare, the price goes up very quickly. This is why houses in Monaco are extremely expensive. The cost of real estate here is the highest in the world. People measure the cost by square meter. For just 1 square meter of living space, the price can be more than 50,000 euros. This is an enormous price for such a small area. Imagine buying a large house or a big apartment. The total cost is huge. The high cost of land shows how much wealthy people value living in this small nation. Not everyone buys a home. Many people choose to rent an apartment instead. Even renting is very expensive. A small apartment, maybe with only 1 bedroom, can cost many thousands of euros every month. This rental price is much higher than in almost any other city in the world. If a person wants to live in Monaco, they must have a lot of money to cover these high costs. The high cost of living acts like a filter. It ensures that only the wealthiest residents can afford to stay in the country, keeping the population small and exclusive. Because space is limited, most homes are apartments, not large detached houses. These apartments are often in tall, modern buildings. These buildings look luxurious and are built close together. Many apartments have great views of the Mediterranean Sea. This excellent view adds even more to the high price. Building new homes is very difficult because there is simply nowhere left to build on the ground. Engineers try to find creative ways to use the steep hillsides. They build deep into the rock or high up toward the sky. Every piece of land is used carefully and efficiently. The value of all the land and buildings in Monaco is enormous. When property values are this high, the country itself becomes richer. Real estate is a major part of the country's total wealth. People who buy property often see its value increase quickly. This high value confirms Monaco's status as a center of global wealth. Its economic power is vast, driven largely by the high price of its homes. 6. Staying safe. For people who have a lot of money, safety is extremely important. Millionaires and billionaires want to live in a place where they feel secure. They need to know that their families and their belongings are protected. Monaco understands this need very well. Creating a safe environment is one of the main reasons the country is able to attract and keep wealthy residents. This high level of security is a large part of Monaco's success. Monaco is known globally as one of the safest places on Earth. The government makes sure that security is a top priority. They spend a large amount of money on maintaining order and preventing crime. If you walk around the small nation, you will quickly notice many police officers. The ratio of police officers to residents is very high. There is approximately one police officer for every 100 people living in the country. This strong, visible presence of law enforcement helps to stop crime before it even begins. The officers are highly trained and are always ready to respond quickly to any situation. Technology also plays a key role in keeping the country safe. The police officers are not the only security measure. There are security cameras installed on almost every street corner. These cameras watch the whole country 24 hours a day. This extensive surveillance network makes it very difficult for criminals to operate without being seen. If an event happens, the police can review the camera footage instantly. This combination of many police officers and constant camera monitoring results in an extremely low crime rate. Because the security is so tight, people in Monaco do not worry about common street crimes like theft or robbery. This changes how people live their daily lives. Residents feel comfortable showing their immense wealth in public. They can wear very expensive jewelry, such as diamond necklaces and high-end watches, when they attend events or go out to eat. They can drive their luxury cars, including Ferraris and Lamborghinis, without worrying about thieves or damage. The feeling of being completely safe is a strong reason why wealthy individuals choose to move here instead of choosing other large cities. This excellent security system is a key part of the country's business plan. It ensures that the residents who moved here for the zero tax rule feel comfortable enough to stay long-term. Safety, along with the lack of income tax and the very expensive housing, works together to keep Monaco successful and wealthy. The government knows that security is an investment in the country's future. 7. Banks and business. Monaco is a place for serious business, not only for holidays. This small country is important for managing global money. It has many private banks. These banks are special. They are called private banks, and there are many of them. They work directly for the very rich people who have chosen to live here. The banks help these residents manage their large amounts of money and investments safely. Financial management companies also operate here, adding to the financial strength. Because of all this finance work, Monaco creates many good jobs. These jobs are often high-paying. People work in the finance sector, managing investments and accounts for clients from all over the world. There are also many important jobs in other areas. Tourism needs workers for the luxury hotels, fine restaurants, and high-end shops. The service sector is very big, helping the wealthy residents with their daily needs, such as driving and cleaning. Many people who work in Monaco do not live there. Living in Monaco is extremely expensive, which limits space. So, thousands of workers travel across the border every day. They come primarily from nearby regions in France and Italy. Every morning, the roads leading into the country are full of cars, trains, and buses. These thousands of commuters are absolutely essential for keeping the entire economy running smoothly every day. They perform the important daily work needed in the financial offices and service industries. They travel because the pay offered in Monaco is often much better than the wages available in their neighboring home countries. High salaries attract the necessary skilled workers and make the daily travel worthwhile for many. All this high-level business activity makes the country very wealthy overall. Economists often look at something called gross domestic product, or GDP. GDP measures how much money a country makes from all the goods and services it produces in one year. Monaco measures its GDP per person. This is a way to see how much wealth each resident has on average. The GDP per person in this country is incredibly high. It is one of the highest numbers in the entire world. This shows just how much money flows through the banks and businesses here, proving its status as a financial hub. 8. New land from the sea. Monaco is known as the second smallest country in the world. It is a very tiny nation. Because of its small size, Monaco has faced a big problem for many years. There is almost no land left. Many wealthy people want to move here, but there is nowhere to build new homes. The country cannot grow bigger if it runs out of space. To solve this major problem, the leaders of Monaco had a very clever and expensive idea. They decided to build new land. This new land is not built on empty fields. It is built right on top of the Mediterranean Sea. This process is a huge engineering challenge. It requires workers to put huge amounts of rock and earth into the water to create a stable foundation for buildings. This massive construction project is called Mariterra. Mariterra is designed to be an eco-district. This means that the builders are trying to be careful about the sea and the environment while they work. The project is very modern and focuses on green spaces and sustainable design. When Mariterra is finished, it will add 6 hectares of new space to the country. 6 hectares is a lot of new land for a country that is only 2 square kilometers in total size. This new space is essential for the country's future economy. What will they build on this new land? The main goal is to create more luxury apartments. As houses in Monaco are already the most expensive in the world, these new homes will sell for millions of dollars. Selling these homes brings a large amount of money into the country's economy. But Mariterra is not just for apartments. The project also includes other important features. There will be beautiful new gardens and parks. These green areas will make the new district attractive for residents. There will also be a new marina. A marina is a place where people keep their superyachts and large boats. This new marina will allow more wealthy visitors to arrive by sea, increasing tourism and spending. Creating new land from the sea is necessary because Monaco needs to keep growing its wealth. The country's economy depends on luxury real estate and attracting billionaires. If there is no space to build, the economy stops growing. By making the country physically bigger, Monaco ensures that it can welcome more rich residents and high-value companies. This ambitious project shows how dedicated Monaco is to staying rich. It is a long-term plan to protect the country's economic success. Building into the sea is the ultimate solution to the problem of being the world's second smallest nation.